top 50 player before. In a single tournament, she's beaten 4 of them, the latest in the semis of the French Open, Diana Schneider, who had upset Marina Sabalenka. The Polish player won 7-6, 6-4, and in doing so, achieved the rare distinction of reaching the final as a qualifier, something never done at Roland Garros, and only once before at a major. She plays Mira Andreeva for the title. The Russian accounted for Marta Kostyuk 6-1, 6-3.
The Socceroos are getting ready for their final hit-out before their opening World Cup game against Turkey. Australia will face Switzerland in a friendly on Sunday morning. Midfielder Aydin Rustic says there are a few bits and pieces they need to tidy up before they take on the Turks.
I wouldn't call it changes. I think it's just you touch on improvements. You just touch on small little detail and what you can do better.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Fullerton, a Burst Waterway getting fixed the Savo. Fullerton Road near the shopping centre. She's down a one lane both directions. That'll be super slow, the Savo. Slow right now. A couple of breakdowns at Croydon on the north-south motorway just near the South Road exit. And quite busy with the breakdown at Glen Osmond too. Glen Osmond Road near Port Rush Road. Coming this afternoon, North Street, Henley Beach. Dan Murphy's beat prices. Hard rated lemon lime 6% 330ml cans 10-pack, $49 for members. Why pay $53 elsewhere? Ends Monday. Choose to drink wise. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The forecast now. A shower or two today. Tomorrow, a possible shower with a top of 17. Sunday, partly cloudy up to 18. And then Monday, mostly sunny, 19 for a top. Currently, it's 15 degrees. Now, let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Braglis. Tonight, the hero act that saved 2 men from a northern suburbs house fire. The mystery bruise on former Prince Andrew's face. Outrage over the government using AI to make aged care assessments. Plus all the emotion, injuries and a cheeky sledge. We break down that Crows thriller at Adelaide Oval. 9 News. Your news. 9 at 6 on 9 and on 9 now.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. Adelaide's only local sports show, the 5AA Sports Show.
Coming up, the Crows with an almighty victory for their season. Assistant Mick Godden joins us. Port Adelaide's Hamish Hartlett as the power head west. Harvey Johnson from the West Coast Eagles. And your calls on our Footy Friday for a Rusden Blackgut Shiraz.
Rowie and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Just be careful out those roads. We know it's been slippery all week. It is Rusden's Footy Friday on the back of a Adelaide Crows 1-point victory over the Cats. Can it get that second half of the season started with a full bang? I'll tell you what, give us... because I reckon when you win by a point, it's a great feeling. And especially if you've won when there's still the weekend to go. So you can just cruise into it feeling on top of the earth. And I just reckon, give us a call, 8223 0000. What's the best footy minor round feeling you can get? I just reckon it's a bit... I reckon if you won on, say, Good Friday and you got the rest of Easter left there to celebrate and just, have the chockies and not feel... literally have the chockies and not feel bad about it. It's an awesome feeling. So please get involved in the show. It was a 1-point victory. Sam Tugwell, you were there. We spoke about it pre-game a lot. And I said to the boys this morning in breakfast, I said, Will and David, I said, look, it was talked about for a fortnight. What are we going to do? How are we going to change it? What are we going to... I think Crows fans, you must be pleased with what you saw. And it was difficult conditions, but I definitely distinctly saw the difference in the attempting to get that ball forward a lot more fluently, a lot more speed on it. And I think the debutant probably helped in that space.
He certainly did. Hugo Hawker-Hahn. We're going to chat a little further on in the program with Justin Plapp, who used to coach him. So we'll learn a bit about his development, his background, as he played an amazing game last night for a first gamer under all sorts of pressure. But yeah, it was a real blue-collar performance. It was a statement piece that they needed to have in their season, and a campaign which was probably wobbly to this point. That just, I think, instilled some serious belief, and this is what Matthew Nicks had to say post-match.
Yeah, we're all going to want to talk results. It's nice to finish on this side. We've played so many games against them that have been tight, so to get one's really pleasing. Geelong was such a great side, have been for so long. For me, it's more about the way we did it. Deep down, I just know how good we are, and it's hard sometimes to sort of walk in here and talk to that, but I will today. Like, it's just the boys executed under immense pressure and incredibly proud of the way they went about it, and they deserved the result.
Well, it's hard to please a coach, isn't it? But at last, he said, yes, I'm going to wrap them up. Absolutely wrap them up. It was a great win and one that can get that second half of the year started, as I said. So, no, should be very pleased with it. I thought there was a lot to take out of it. I spoke to the boys again in Brekkie. I said the job Michael Annie did on Cameron was excellent. Now, yes, we know it wasn't a night for the big forwards and the like, but I just thought he put Cameron so far out of the game, it was as if he wasn't even playing.
Well, he had 7 disposals, Jeremy Cameron, no scores for the night, and the 7 touches he had, I think 5 were in the first term when he played on the wing. So once he went forward, and that was Max's responsibility, just shut him out of the game, and that was a brilliant performance and understated, really.
Yeah, I thought that move, I thought the Archie on Stewart, excellent move as well. I thought that paid off. We spoke about it. Matt Crouch suggested it on the Tuesday, so that worked really well, I thought. So they've pulled off, and making the debut also worked. So I thought Lockie McAndrew, fair to say, that was probably his best game.
Yeah. 51 hit-outs, that's a career high for him. And the next best before that was when he played the Cats in round 3 and had 40 hit-outs. So, but it was just the influence he's starting to have around the ground for the whole game. He can actually run it out. His fitness levels come up to speed, and he shut down blitzarves. He shut down all the other deconing and
we
things
had
like that. So he was
Mick Godden coming on. We'll ask about that. Tex Walker, well, he put in a very good performance, and here he is, proud of the win.
It's just a game of footy that, two good sides are going at it. I thought we started the game quite well, and they're a quality side. They always have been. And you just know whether you're up by 3 goals, 5 goals, 2 points, she's game on, and you have to play it out to the last sort of siren. So we had to do that tonight, and very, very proud of our group. It was an outstanding win.
Yeah, and if he played well, I tell you what, the captain put in another perler, and he just peels off goals as if they're nothing. Outside 50, just waltzes around, whack. A great performance by the skipper. Here's the coach on him.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's a warrior. Incredibly just kept going. We had a brief chat at 3/4 time. Hey, listen, might be best forward. And he said, give me 5 minutes. And he did an unbelievable job. That was on ball. That's why he's our captain. He just finds a way. Mark towards the end there, he had no right to mark that. You need certain players like that in certain spots at the right times to get across the line in those games. And we did that tonight.
Yeah, led the way well for the Adelaide Crows, and just always does, quite frankly. Matty Nix also spoke about, a big call to make that debut for Hugo.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't he? Credit where it's due. Our coaching group, for them to see what they saw and to make a decision like we did, to play a young lad who doesn't know our game plan, but we knew there was something in his game that would complement us. Even to look at the game and how it played out, and it's raining, he has some weapons. You don't know what a kid's going to do debuting, but he was outstanding. He had some real key moments, but he was so calm with the ball, and it's things we'd seen him do in VFL. I'm just so glad our coaching group pushed it, drove it, wanted to go there. It was just a no-fear decision. Thank goodness he did play well.
Yeah, he played excellent. And, Matthew Nix is saying he can't take the credit, but I'm going to give it to this man that we're just about to put on now, the coach of Williamstown. He was actually just coaching Hugo a couple of weeks ago. Please welcome Justin Platt. G'day, Justin.
Afternoon, guys. How are we?
Look, are you going to claim it, mate? That's an excellent coaching job you've done.
There's been a fair bit of media around about him, but he should be pretty proud of his efforts last night. It's a good story, and it's an interesting story with his background and how long he'd been playing in the position for. I think it ended up at about 12 games at halfback, and then he's playing in a Friday Thursday night game against a powerful club like Geelong, and it's just a great story for the young man.
It certainly is. Is it a great example of players maturing at different ages? I think, everybody wants to see them come out of the under-18 system and go straight in and play AFL football. And, mate, there's a very small percentage that do that. I reckon this is another great example of it.
Yeah, it is. It's certainly a good example of a young man that kept working at his craft. And, Hugo's story, we got picked up as an 18-year-old out of the Sandy Dragons, and when he finished at the Swans without playing a game, you look at him, he was physically not ready, mentally wasn't ready, and he even admits himself that he probably went into the system way too early. And what he did have was talent, right? So when you get that right, and you've got the player that wants to work on getting better and get the grind happening and put a plan in place, there's plenty of examples, and he's a really good example of young men that have been on AFL lists, and certainly guys that miss out, in the under-18 system, because there's a lot of young men that miss out on the draft, and there's a lot of young men that we actually lose to footy because of that dream. So Hugo's he's a really good case model for them young men.
So what are the traits that you identified early, Justin, when you did get the chance to recruit him into your team? And then clearly he's got some flexibility with the different positions that he's played in his history as a player, played in forward line in the midfield, and then you've identified him to play his best football at half-back, and it's seen him get an AFL debut. What were those areas of talent that you saw?
Yeah, well, early days when we got him into Williamstown, I mean, you know what it's like at state-level footy, you can't be really picky about who you're recruiting, because if they're any good, they're usually being picked up by AFL clubs. But the one thing that certainly Hugo had, he had really good power. He could get from A to B really quickly, certainly around contest areas, and when he got the ball, you could see his first 5 or 6 steps were quite powerful. His ability to be able to change direction really quickly, and his decision making by foot was certainly good to very good. And his biggest issue was probably that physical development and that mental development. So you could always see the traits from a football point of view, but a lot of them, if you want to be any good, have to line up, don't they? So, and they really have in the last 2 years.
So we saw the best of him last night, do you think, or has he still got plenty more in the tank?
No, well, I must admit, I wasn't as brave as Nixie, because I didn't have him in the team this week at AFL level. I was really surprised when they picked him, because of the conversation that I was just having around when you're in the detail from day to day and you're coaching young men. Like I thought that Hugo had some growth to come, certainly around the final details of playing as a defender. You'd even asked Hugo, we spent a lot of stuff around when the ball leaves his area, his ability to be able to defend really strongly one-on-one. And that takes time sometimes, but Jesus, he's after 12 games of playing him at half-back and then into an AFL team, I certainly got that wrong. But, Adelaide played some pretty good footy last night, so it certainly makes it easier to fit into a system and a strong club. And I think his growth is going to be huge once he gets into Adelaide and works on his body even more and becomes a lot more clearer on his craft and his role execution. So, yeah, I think there's a huge amount of growth coming for him.
So, Justin, weapons-wise, just in what I could see last night, looks like he's got some genuine speed and the kicking decision-making-wise, but also the accuracy. Would that be two of his real good ones?
Yeah, and that's certainly what I'm assuming caught Adelaide's eye after, 12 games, 6 games, state legal footy, that he has got that ability to be able to, change decision really quickly. He's got a really good, nice kicking technique, and he certainly moves across the ground really well. But his ability just to see something late, to have some deception in his kicking, so he can see something and then he can see that close off really quickly and then make a decision really quickly again off that. And you've either got that or you haven't got that, and that's certainly one of his one of his weapons.
You enjoying the coaching, mate? At Williamstown?
Oh, well, I've been in the system full time for 30 years, and it's I think this is my 6th year at Williamstown full time, and then I had another 7 or 8 at Melbourne prior to that as a senior assistant, assistant coach. And look, I'm still really hungry to be successful in the game. I really, and I must admit, the game can really bug you down at this time of year where it's becoming a bit of a grind. But certainly when we got Hugo and Joel Fitzgerald picked up, it really did probably put a bit of energy back into me. And, it's not necessarily just the winning the games, but when you have young men like that, create an opportunity. Like I'm nearly 50 and that to me, I mean, I went to bed pretty happy person, and they're just great young men. And I just love sitting there watching Hugo play last night. I've got a young son that's 15 that's going through the programs now, and he's really close with Hugo. So he was just sitting there going, how is this happening? Like, we only seen him 3 days ago, and now he's playing AFL footy. So what a great advocate for young men.
Yeah, so coaching Williamstown and yourself as an ex-Port Adelaide Magpies champion, you got any more there that you can perhaps help the other side of the wicket out here at Port?
I'm not sure you can use the Port Adelaide champion really well. I think and I did cross Timmy a few times. So I remember him fondly. He was he's one of the legends over there. But my history at Port was actually I think I only played 7 games that year because I think I got suspended for the rest of them for 8 for some indiscretion. So my time at Port was pretty short and sharp. But bloody, I loved my time at Port. But to answer your question, yeah, I think like most state league clubs and most SNRFL clubs, there's always 2 or 3 kids you're just hoping that get an opportunity. You hope they grow. You hope they knuckle down and just keep grinding away, because I think there's a lot more Hugos and Joels, certainly from our point of view. I mean, you see it every year. You see your Manners, you see the Bajanskis that's got picked up from Collingwood. I think they're there, but it's just having the support around these players. We're a 2-night-a-week program, so the time that we get to spend with the players is really, really, not a great deal of time. So what you have to be doing with these kids is consistently probing them and pushing them, and hopefully, as we all know, you've got to have an element of grit and determination to keep at it, because state league footy is really hard, and I'm talking about WAFL, I'm talking about VFL and certainly SNRFL. So there's a lot of those kids around, from my personal opinion.
Well, keep up the good work, Clappy. We really appreciate your time, mate. Give us a little insight into Hugo.
Yeah. Great for having me, guys.
Good man. Justin Platt, the coach of Williamstown, who had Hugo Hall-Kahan just weeks ago. And now he is, one of the best players for Adelaide last night.
Incredible debut. Have you say, Adelaide supporters, 82230000, did last night change your mind on the Crows? Is this what they needed to propel them forward in 2026? Because, as we said, it had been a bit of an up and down season to this point, but that seemed like a really important victory. Share your thoughts. 82230000. A Rusden Blackgut Shiraz is up for grabs. And as Timmy put off the top of the show, what's the best footy mind around feeling you know of and maybe you've had in the past? There's a good text or two we'll get to in a moment.
Got a great one from Russ, just saying he used to love the Samford Anzac Day Grand Final replay.
Good one. Good one.
Like that.
Always good. There's MRO news around Tex Walker as well, we'll get to in just a moment, and the injury update, because the Crows had a lot of numbers go down last night as well. 24 after 4, your calls next on our Footy Friday.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Ever dreamed of trekking Kokoda? This is more than a bucket list adventure. It's a chance to test your mental and physical strength on a trek that lives in Australian legend while helping fund life-changing suicide prevention research. Register now to join Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation's Kokoda Trek from October 5 to 14, an unforgettable 8-day challenge through the Papua New Guinea jungle. Help create a life free from mental illness. Visit breakthroughfoundation.org.au.
Who wants to go on a holiday? Dreaming of your next getaway? With Travel Auctions, the choice is yours. From powered sites for caravanners to holiday cabins, relaxing cruises and hotel escapes, there's something for everyone. And here's the best part. You bid the price you want to pay. With Travel Auctions, it's as simple as placing a bid, and if you are successful, hello holiday. Travelauctions.com.au or call 1300 656573. No hidden fees, just great deals.
Are you renovating or building? Well, maybe your fridge or washer has finally waved the white flag. Well, don't worry about it. Take a drive to the Harvey Norman Clearance Centre.
These guys are fantastic. You'll find big brand deals across cooking and laundry appliances, TVs, maybe you're after a fridge or a washer, dryers, ovens, cooktops, even the kitchen sink. They have it all. These are factory seconds, ex-display models, overstock lines, refurbished items, carton damage, and even brand new stock that just needs to move. And the best part, everything comes with a manufacturer's warranty, so you can buy with confidence.
How good's that? Stock arrives every week, and once it's gone, guess what? it's gone. So if you love a great deal, make the smart shop the stop today. Go to the Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. It's 919 Marion Road, Marion.
Great things begin with the right space. A space to work, a space to store, a space to create. Right now, build the space you've always wanted with Olympic Industries sheds, garages and outdoor storage designed for Australian lifestyles. Visit one of Olympic Industries' inspiration centres today and bring your space to life. Start something with the Olympic Industries sale. On now.
It's stocktake time and end of financial year savings are heating up. Save now on wood heaters from $999 and gas log fires from only $2,999. Visit today and get winter ready for less. Only at Illusion Gas Log Fires and Ultimate Wood Heaters.
Here's some great news from ACET Transport Solutions. They now have just about any type of vehicle available for your needs. Vans, utes, 1 and 2 tonne trucks, crane trucks, you name it, they've got it. And with over 20 years of experience and over 220 vehicles in their fleet, there's plenty of vehicles on deck ready for your next important delivery. And if you're not happy with your current provider, just ace it. Contact Darren, Chris and the team today at sales@acettransport.au.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
27 after 4 here on this Friday, and we'll take your calls, 8223 0000 for a Rusden Blackgut Shiraz Crows on the back of a 1-point win yesterday at the Adelaide Oval. What a night it was in front of 42,000 people. Call into the program, give us your thoughts, and Port Adelaide in action tomorrow against the West Coast Eagles. We'll touch on that with their 3 changes very shortly. But first, here's your traffic.
At Fullerton and Burst Water Main, Fullerton Road to the shopping centre down a 1 lane both directions. At Croydon Park, a breakdown on the north-south motorway near the South Road exit. Jebbs Cross, Urgent Gasworks, Cavan Road near Churchill Road North, and also in the same area, a burst water main on Churchill Road near Cormac Road. Canberra, North Street, Henley Beach. Invest smarter with CommSec. Get your investing edge on the daily CommSec Market Update podcast. This podcast is created and distributed by CommSec. Content is general in nature. Investing carries risk. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Go to Greenwith. G'day, Mike.
Oh, boys, how we going?
All right.
Welcome to winter.
Yeah, not wrong.
Timmy, 2 weeks ago, I don't know if you remember, it was late at night. Hawthorn had just beaten Adelaide and everyone was pretty down.
Mm-hmm.
My son and I were listening to the radio and you and Rowie were talking about what options Adelaide have got from moving forward. And one of those options was the mid-season draft. And a comment Rowie made was quite interesting. And you know what Rowie's like? He was pretty down. And he said, Timmy, but there's going to be nothing in the mid-season draft. Yes. And even if there was, he's not going to make an impact. And I just, when I was there last night watching this kid play and he did a run off the half-back line, cut through 3 Geelong players, I'm like, this is awesome. This is outstanding. So for a minor round game, to have Hugo play so well, to be down to, I think we were 1 on the bench in the last 4 minutes.
Yep.
And then for Jordan Dawson to have gone through what he's gone through in the last few months, to step up like that and finish that game for us, that I have never seen an effort from an Adelaide captain like that in my lifetime. And I'm mid-40s, boys, and I've been following him since the early 90s.
Yeah, Mike, it was a terrific performance, you're right. And I think the skipper does just keep... The only other thing about that was he was careered into... There was an incident where... I think Tex pushed his forward into, went straight into the captain, Dawson, and it hurt him badly. And I thought, wow, that's no good. And he got up, and you can see it's going to hurt today. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But you warm back up, and it might have been the hip or the corky or whatever, and he just kept going.
Yeah. So just to touch on that while we've mentioned it, so we haven't brought it up already yet, but Tex has been suspended in the last half hour for 1 match for that push on O'Sullivan. So that is
hot off the press.
That is some major news for the Crows. We'll ask Mick Godden at 5 when he joins us whether they'll look to challenge that. They've got till Monday to make that decision for the MRO process, but that's a loss for Adelaide after he looked like Tex last night had a really large role in that side, leadership-wise, still presenting so well, moves around the ground and kicks goals when they need them.
No continuity either. That's the other thing.
It is.
Let's go to Ross Trevor. G'day, Daniel.
Oh, good evening, gentlemen. Thursday night football, I look at it as if the Crows lose on a Thursday night, I'm going to spend Friday at work, so I'll get over it pretty quickly. Yeah. But if they win, especially like they did last night, and of course this is a Friday before a long weekend, I've got even longer to soak it up and enjoy it.
Spot on. It's a great feeling, Daniel. Carries you through the whole thing. Monday's just going to be bliss.
Very happy with that, Daniel. Thank you for your call. 8223 0000. Get involved with the program for a Rusden Blackgut Shiraz. And Chris Scott had his say as well after there was a moment where he walked through the crowd.
Yeah.
We'll get to that maybe after the 4:30 headlines and an update on those Crows injuries too. So your call straight after this. It's 29 to 5.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
At the budget lockup yesterday,
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
the Premier made some what sounded like pretty pointed comments about the importance of keeping your promises.
5AA Breakfast.
He said it's not just politically important, but it's important in a policy sense because you want to create a stable environment for business.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
It sounded particularly pointed just weeks after Jim Chalmers set a world record for breaking promises.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
David Bruce with the 4:30 news headlines. The Reserve Bank doesn't think Australia is headed for a recession. Electric vehicle owners are being urged to install smoke detectors where they charge their cars after a spate of lithium battery fires. The ski season officially gets underway in Victoria this weekend after a timely dump of fresh snow over the last couple of days. And in sport, Port Adelaide's players are flying to Perth ahead of tomorrow night's match against West Coast. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Fullerton to Burst Watermain, Fullerton Road near the shopping centre, down a one lane both directions there. Big delays with a breakdown at Croydon Park, the north-south motorway near the South Road exit. Jebbs Cross Urgent Gasworks, Cavan Road near Churchill Road, and really big delays too with another breakdown at Glen Osmond Road near Portrush Road. Camero Victoria Road, Larks Bay. Want no merchant fees for 3 months and $100 in your business account? Sign up for an eligible Westpac merchant facility and open a new Westpac business transaction account. Search Westpac FBOS to get started. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now, the latest forecast, a shower or two today, a possible shower tomorrow with a top of 17. Currently, it's 13 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
The school run's on, but the pantry is empty. Pick up and drop off in the one trip with Woolies. Groceries from app to boot in under 60 minutes. My kind of Woolies. See our website for availability, T's and C's and exclusions.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, you can rely on Red Spot to get you there. We're the all-Aussie family-owned car rental company in airport terminals and cities across Australia, with a new fleet and plenty of hybrid options too. Experience the exceptional service that earned us Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year. Book direct and save now at redspot.com.au today, or call 1300 66 8810.
Red Spot.
If you haven't been to Turkey Flat Vineyards in the Barossa, well, honestly, what are you waiting for? Are you some sort of turkey? Get out there. It's amazing. It's less than an hour from the city, but it feels completely different. It's like a different world out there, and I just love the way they've set it up. It's incredible.
Yeah, and to think it's so close, it's amazing to do. So you're sitting on the lawns, just picture this. You're out there in the wonderful Barossa. You've got the glass of Shiraz that come from the vines that are genuinely among some of the oldest in the world. So this is some special stuff. And with the weather's doing its thing as well, you'll be enjoying the day, or you're inside by the fire. Either way, no one's rushing you. You're having a calm time. And the cellar door itself is a converted butchery from the 1860s. So you can just imagine how cosy and amazing it all feels.
I tell you what, you got to see it to believe it, but you got to taste it to believe it. I'm telling you now, take the family, grab some friends, make a weekend of it. I've done it umpteen times. Now, here's something for you to get you really enthused about it.
Yes.
Use the code RADIO. Yeah, that's what we're on right now. Radio, RADIO. And check out at the checkout. So you go online.
Yep.
Put the code word radio.
Yep.
You get 20% off.
Oh, sign me up.
20% off any wine online. Turkey Flat Vineyards, thank you. I'll tell you, they're amazing. Turkey Flat Vineyards, Bethany Road, Tanunda. Drink responsibly.
Hi, this is Ange from Allianz.
My car's been hit. I'm on the side of the highway.
We'll take care of the car. But first, are you okay?
I'm okay.
We know this isn't the call you want to make, but when you do,
You'll speak with a team who know exactly what to do next. Is Allianz worth it? I reckon.
Allianz.
Comprehensive car insurance issued by Allianz Australia Insurance Limited. Before buying, read the PDS, go to our website for a PDS and TMD.
Get the garden you want at Garden Grove. Wander through Garden Grove's beautiful nursery, blooming with thousands and thousands of plants, greenery, and all the colours of the rainbow. There are plants for inside and plants for out. For the garden you want, see Garden Grove. Golden Grove Road, Golden Grove.
Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, the garden that I want.
Phone 8251 1111 for delivery to all areas.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
So we know the league came down really hard on this last year. They do not like this, players getting shoved into marking contests, because essentially you become like a pinball. Who knows where you're going to land? So the league will look at this. I think he's in a little bit of trouble. They do not like this action.
Well, Nick Riewoldt on 7 last night was right about that. If you missed the news, Tex Walker has been given a one-match suspension. They'll look to maybe challenge that Adelaide by Monday, so we'll hear from the club at some stage, and we'll ask Mick Godden, who's coming out.
Britain's game yet? Well, Martin, give us a ring, mate, and get involved and tell us all about his game. It was a sensational game.
One of his best.
Felt like he had that month to get back into form, and we asked pre-game, he's going to be on the wing. Will you move him through the middle now and the like? And it all came to fruition without a doubt. So keep him coming through. We'll go to Mark. G'day, Mark.
G'day, guys. The Crows got to challenge that Tex Walker thing. There was 2 players, Dawson and the Geelong player, going for a mark. There's 2 on the ground looking at the ball coming in and then jockeying for position. There's no way that Tex Walker has deliberately shoved that guy full force into that contest. He hasn't. That's just body. You look at it again in terms of where Walker's hands were and the movement of that Geelong player. That's a collision of people in the mark and people on the ground. It looks. I can see how they can come up with that conclusion. But didn't that just get overkill by the Victorian commentators? What didn't get overkill? How many times did the players just get shoved out of a marking contest with the Geelong player, hands in the back, shoving a Crows player forward and taking a mark and no free kick paid? That was just irritating to see that last night. And why doesn't the AFL do something about their umpiring standard? Now, the other thing, in regard to players, one that keeps slipping under the radar, but I think every game that he's played, he's done little wrong and he does a lot right, and that's James Borlase down there. He is very assured now. They've given him a string of runs in the AFL playing games, and to me, he demonstrates everything what should be of an AFL defender. He does all the hard work, he's in spoils, he does all that defensive stuff, and his guy doesn't get lots of touches. So I would say to the Crows, if you haven't got him on your radar for a contract, you better soon get one in front of him.
Mark, I'm a little biased because obviously I know the family well. So, but yeah, you're right. I think he's done the hard yards. I mean, he was a rookie. He got delisted. He got put back on as a rookie and the like. It's been a real tough road for James Borlase, but he's the sort of guy that just sticks at it. And you can see that in the way he plays the game, exactly as Mark described. He just makes sure he does his job. He's a lockdown defender.
Yeah.
For the tools.
And just in regards to the text one, you can't shove a player under a marking contest. So it is a suspendable offence. Unfortunately, that is the rule. I can't agree with your opinion.
But what I'll agree with Mark is there's so much shoving going on.
Yes.
And I don't like it either. He's right. There's too much. Once you put your hands in the back, if you push forward in any way, shape or form, that is then in the back.
Absolutely. And we don't see enough of that. But what Tex did, that's illegal.
Let's go to Highbury. Malcolm, well, he's the umpire. He'll tell us.
Yes.
G'day, Malcolm.
No, there's no case there in terms of he's got a case to answer, and I've got no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is the gradings. Now, because that it's all box tick, common sense goes out the window to some extent. Now, I think you can debate whether it was medium impact. Unfortunately, because Humphreys, I think it was, wasn't it?
O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan then collides with Dawson, so it makes it look a bit worse. But the key point then is on the end is high contact. Now, I don't think there's any high contact there. So I think he's got a case there. Where I don't think he can get off is they've still got that clause now, the potential to cause injury. And there was potential to cause injury.
This is why it's hard. That's right. The AFL's made this this framework now where essentially they'll suspend anyone in any way they can, even if the players don't end up hurt or the potential thing is a massive can of worms that's been opened up.
Yeah, and not involved enough in the process now and being involved with the club with doing it. So, yeah, you learn it off by heart. With that, if that wasn't in it, I think he'd definitely have a more than a strong case for getting off. But the fact that that's in it, that then probably makes it a lot. But I don't agree with the grading. So.
Thanks, Malcolm. The problem was it was Dawson that got hurt.
Yeah, that's right.
The bit that was a bit concerning, but gee, toughed it out after that. Aberfoyle Park. G'day, Dave.
G'day, Tim. How you going, mate?
All right, buddy.
Firstly, I'd just like to say best wishes to a great number 30 put out in Magpies, two-time premiership player. He's just gone through 2 knee reconstruction in Adelaide at the moment. So
who's that? Not Big Leon.
1979, 1980 premiership player in the back lines, mate. Number 30.
Number 30?
Come on, Tim.
In the back
Come on, Timbo.
lines. 31 was Trevor Sorrell.
Come on, Timbo. Come on, mate.
Testing his memory, Dave.
30.
You're usually good at this stuff.
Yeah, I am.
He's a good friend of mine, mate. So come on.
30. So back pocket was Bradmore in 80. Then
there you go.
Would have been Brady.
Brady, mate. He's gone through two knee reconstructions as we speak.
Oh, I thought he was number 20. You've got me there, Dave.
Sorry, mate. I'm a bit older than you, and I know my poor bloke.
There you go. Well, he was ex-Semaphore Park. I grew up watching him play with my brother.
Anyway,
he was an idol.
All the best.
Yeah,
all the best.
Excellent, Dave. Good shout out.
Okay, and I was going to say also a couple of things, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go.
Tim Evans kicked 16 goals in 1980 against West Adelaide, Albion Oval.
That's
it was on the hill. And it was a fantastic minor-round game, so there you go. My opinion.
Good one, mate. I love it.
Thank you, Dave. Love your work.
Yeah, that week would have been a lovely week, Dave, after that. Glowing in that, basking in that light, without
Absolutely.
a doubt. We also had one, I think it was Ash texted in and said about the Crows. Are they on record for a 1-point season? Like, they've had 3 results by 1 point. We were trying to find out what's the record.
Yes, so thankfully Sir Swamp Thing, who is just absolutely prolific on this sort of stuff that no one else could find the history around, he's put out a tweet just last night saying, wins by 1 point in an AFL or VFL season in history.
Yep.
We've only ever seen 4 times happen once in a season
Right,
before.
so that's the record.
And that's the record. It was Fitzroy in 1952.
Wow.
It's happened 3 times for the Crows this year, and they are only sharing that mantle of 3 times in a season with one other team in history, and that's the Western Bulldogs back in 1928.
Wow.
So this is quite history we're extending
really, into. Modern days, and if we want to class it as AFL...
This is the first time.
This is the first time.
So...
Wow. If we cut the domestic competition called the VFL out and go to just AFL...
Yeah.
Ashley, you're right. It is an AFL record.
The heart palpitation Crows are making incredible waves, and they're only halfway through the season at the moment. Injuries as well, because we haven't had a chance to touch on that. So there were 4 major ones last night, which all occurred inside a window of about 5 minutes in that last term, and left the Crows with 1 on the bench with 10 minutes to play. So Jordan Butts did a calf. The Crows have already confirmed that. Whether they will have scans and find out the extent of that
They'll
soon.
definitely do that, so they know what they're dealing with.
We just won't know what the length is just yet, probably for a day or 2. Calamarchi, he had a hamstring.
By the way, was it Brun? I think he just socketed off the ground straight into his lap. He couldn't believe his luck, but what a kick it was. And that was, I'm just thinking to myself, this is what you signed up for.
Yes.
This is the Calamarchi. And unfortunately, a hammy again. It's a real blow for him.
That would be the 3rd time this season for him, unfortunately. And then Hugo Hawker-Hahn had a head clash with Toby Murray. We're going to ask Mick Godden about how that all played out, because Hugo came back on the ground about 4 minutes after that knock where he had a big cut on his nose.
Right on the beak.
Right on the bridge of his nose. So it didn't look flash, and got a good Gatorade bath all through that cut, I reckon, in the post-match. But we'll find out.
It, no doubt.
Whether there was a concussion protocol followed during that.
Yes.
Because there was a heavy collision by the 2 players. You would have thought that there'd be some sort of protocol followed.
because of the carnage, they needed somebody on the bench to come back on.
Yes.
So it was a good act of courage to come back on and look, and then celebrate it afterwards. Well, yes, I'm no doctor when it comes to that, Sam, but yes, you're throwing your own club under the bus.
Well, we've got to find in the news, don't we? 3 changes for Port Adelaide as well. We got the teams last night as they play West Coast. We'll chat very shortly with an Eagles player in Harvey Johnston on the other side of this break. But just your thoughts quickly here, Timmy G. So Jackson Mead comes into the side, I think, for the first time this year. Is that right?
No, I think he might have played rounds 1 and 2. Yeah.
Cochrane and Jones are also in. Cochrane, that's great to see him back from injury.
Look, yes, it's been a long one for him with those hammies, but Lockie Jones, of course, with the concussion. I just felt for Tom Anastasopoulos. He's sort of been adopted by us now with the mispronunciations by me.
He's your mate.
I felt a bit for him because I didn't think his 2 games were too bad. Jack Watkins omitted. Look, the Mead one, he's just built himself up over a month. And the thing about Meady is he can kick, he can hit targets, and our skill level has dropped quite a bit. So I think he's just got to find his time and space and get rid of it quicker, and make sure he uses those skills that he's got on both sides of his body.
Thank you to Blake, our producer. Rounds 3 and 4, Meady played, and I remember next he had to play defence.
Yes,
he didn't play
right.
the midfield. That's why I couldn't recall. Hey, it's 12 minutes to 5. We'll check your traffic, come back very shortly and talk Port Adelaide and West Coast with Young Eagles player Harvey Johnston.
At Fullerton, a burst water main to look out for. Fullerton Road in the shopping centre, down a 1 lane both directions. Breakdown at Croydon Park, the north-south motorway to the South Road exit. Urgent gasworks to look out for tonight at Jeps Cross, Cavan Road near Churchill Road North, and big delays with another breakdown at Glen Osmond Road near Port Rush Road. Camera, Tapley's Hill Road, Fulham. This weekend at Super Cheap Auto, get 25% off store-wide. Sale starts tomorrow and Sunday. T's and C's apply. Make it super cheap auto. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Now you can RAV4 like never before with the all-new RAV4. Pre-order now at Jarvis Toyota Somerton Park. The all-new RAV4 is packed with updates to make every drive smoother, smarter and more adventurous. Plus, every new RAV4 comes standard with capped price servicing. Some conditions apply. Come and experience the all-new RAV4 difference and take a test drive today at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Built like a brick house. Tough as nails. That's Basic Trailers for you. This EOFIS, use code 5AA to drive away with Rego for just $1. Made with 100% Australian steel in Adelaide. Basic Trailers. Basically better.
Great concept this the Samford brought in. You're going to love this, Sam. Kick and Sip. It's back for 2026. And it's all happening as part of the Sturt Football Club Food and Wine Festival. Now, it's over the King's birthday long weekend, of course.
And that's this weekend. So get involved on the Monday at Unley Oval. Sturt take on Norwood at 2:10. It's a fantastic clash, this one. And they are turning the whole day into a festival atmosphere with heaters and marquees, and then wines, beers, gins, food trucks, live music, DJs. They have got the lot.
How good does it sound? It's going to be amazing. Now, whether you're there for the footy or the food or just a great afternoon with family and friends, Kick and Sip is one of the best ways to spend the long weekend, and the weather, well, it looks all right.
It does. I'm very excited for this.
And don't miss the big clash at Stratorama Stadium too. Glenelg's taking on Port Adelaide Saturday, 2:10 p.m.
Yeah, so don't miss either. Tickets are available at the gate for both matches and family fun for less than $45. How good is that? The Kick and Sip and Super Match headline, a bumper weekend of Host Plus Samford League football.
As a South Aussie-based not-for-profit health insurer, Health Partners isn't just your health partner. We're your tooth-checking partner, hammy-stretching partner, chart-squinting partner. We're your bone-mending, script-filling, arch-lifting, giving, salad-suggesting, generous limit-giving, member-supporting, SA-loving partner. So for great value health cover, there's no better partner in health than Health Partners. Health insurance made human.
Always feeling hungry no matter how much you've eaten? Constantly battling food cravings? Do you often feel like your metabolism is working against you? Introducing Caruso's Reduce Probiotic. Caruso's Reduce Probiotic reduces appetite and suppresses hunger. It also helps in the management of food cravings and supports your body's metabolism. If hunger, food cravings and your metabolism are holding you back, try Caruso's Reduce Probiotic today from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. The Lynn Andrews team have seen a lot of change in real estate over the past 50 years, but one thing remains unchanged. our passion to help people invest in their future. To build strong property portfolios in either the residential or the commercial sectors. Our commitment to property investment over the years means we have a wealth of knowledge to share. We're here to help you. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
It's 8 minutes to 5. Mick Godden from the Crows to join us at 5 and Hamish Hartlett from Port Adelaide at 5:30. So stay with us and your calls on 8223 0000 for a Rusden Blackgut Shiraz on our Footy Friday. And 5AA's Best of SA is celebrating all the great brands of our state. And today we are getting around Ray White Business Sales. And Ray White Business Sales, they specialise in negotiation, helping business owners navigate sales and acquisitions with clarity and confidence.
Well, a young man that's had a bit of a journey in the WAFL to get his way back into the West Coast Eagles team. He's only 20 years of age. We welcome Harvey Johnson. G'day, Harvey.
Oh, g'day. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Now, exciting to be back in the lineup.
Oh, mate, yeah, I'm stoked. You know, it's been a good, but yeah, every week just sort of attacking it like it's, you know, could be my last. So, no, it's been good, mate. Been loving it.
Yeah, well, there was a lad that played for Port Adelaide in 2004. He'd been at two different clubs. He got this one opportunity, and he used to write on the back of his hand, last chance, every game. And then, gee, played like it. And it sounds like you do, mate. So keep the good work up. Now, I heard a little rumour. Your nickname's Whopper.
Yeah, it is. Whopper Johnston.
Well, can you tell us why? Or is this is a family show too, by the way?
Nah. I used to when I first got drafted, I moved in with Liam Duggan, and he was sort of trying to, you know, come up with nicknames for a few of the new boys, and yeah, you know, my initials are HJ, and one of our sponsors is Hungry Jack.
There it is.
HJ's Whopper. I wish it was cheeseburger because I love cheeseburgers, but not a fan of the Whoppers, but I might have to get around them. So
fair enough. Well, it suits you, mate. I like it already. Now, I was watching the game against Essendon, which was, you know, when that terrible storm came through and the like, and you kicked a goal that was sort of almost going sideways, mate. The goalpost was shaking and everything. That was a magnificent kick.
I sort of took the mark and went back and was like, gosh, if I missed this in, 10 metres out, gosh, that'd be a bit embarrassing. But, I think, you know, regardless of what angle it is, I'll probably have a snap at it. I guess my first two goals have been from right in front and I've still snapped it. So, I just, backed myself to kick him. But, just tried to wait for the wind to, I guess, go away.
Now, how about this season? So 4 wins from your 12 games so far. It's been a real improvement we've seen from West Coast from previous seasons. So what's the feeling in amongst the group? Is it a bit different this year?
To be honest, around the club, it's sort of the same like it's been, for the past couple of years. The boys, you move on really quickly from regardless if it's a win or if it's a loss. But I honestly think on field it's showing a lot more what we're trying to, show the rest of the nation what we're about and what we're going after as a team. But around the club, not much really. We're still a bunch of boys coming into training. Pretty pumped to just train and play footy. So not overly off the field, but on the field because we're seeing results now. It's our positions and on-field performance is starting to shift a lot, which has been really good.
I could just hear the shift in tone as well when you speak about your professionalism and how you're trying to set your attitude the right way at the footy club there when you speak about that, Harvey. So for Andrew McWalter, he's your coach and you as a playing group, what are the directions this year for this team? Have you tried to focus on a few certain things to set you forward for the future?
I guess every team and every club's got an end result and end goal, which is obviously to win a premiership. But I think to achieve that, you got to tick off little goals week by week, and I think each week, obviously, we're always just trying to get better, and I think we've shown that this year, especially. So just sort of taking game by game, and just really once we play, you just move on straight away and onto the next sort of what's next motto. That's how I tend to live by. But No, it's been good, mate. And yeah, we're just always looking to improve, regardless. You know, if we win or if we lose, it's always an improving mentality. So.
Yeah, now, Harvey, I'm just wondering, I might have another job for you, mate. Jake Waterman, he's having a great year. He's had the second most shots on goal in the comp, but accuracy not quite there. Now, you can kick him in howling breezes and cyclonic winds and the like. Maybe you could have a word to him just to settle him down and get him some goal-kicking practice. What do you reckon?
Oh, you're telling me. That's what I've been trying to do all training. Nah, he's all right. You know, he's always looking to improve. I've said it so much so far, but he's always, you know, out there practicing his set shots after training, and he's really diligent with his craft. So, yeah, you know, as you do a lot of things 1,000 times or over and over, you're bound to see results. And I guess the positive he can take away is that he's getting those looks and getting those shots on goal. So, yeah, we're all behind him and whatnot, but it'll turn, you know. And he's, you know, I think he kicked 3 last week or something.
Yes,
so,
yeah, he's good.
Yeah, no, he's all right. He's he's going well, but maybe he should snap a few more, hey?
Yeah, exactly. Take a leaf out. Now, I think this is the first time you'll play Port Adelaide in your senior career. So who are you looking forward to seeing for the first time on the Oval? I always think, you know, what's that Paddy Cripps really look like? You know, you get up alongside him and the like. Who out of Port you sort of, well, not admire, but sort of think, yeah, I've seen this bloke on telly. I wonder what he's like in real life.
Oh, I guess, you know, the main one, like Butters, he's good, but I think early on in my career I say early on, still sort of am early on, but I sort of, you know, was like, it's these guys that, you know, you watch growing up. But as you play a few more games and, you know, you start to play consistent AFL footy, you that sort of floats to the back of your mind, I guess. Yeah. And it's more about, gosh, you know, well, how can I go at it with this bloke, or how can I, you know, compete against this bloke and beat this bloke? So, yeah, I don't know, you know, watching Butters, he's obviously very good, and hopefully we can sort of let him have little impact on the weekend. But, yeah, I don't know, not really, you know, many, but that's for all teams, you know, now. So I don't really. Nothing, mate.
That's right. Hey, look, Harvey, great talking to you, mate. Hopefully the career now really takes off, and we can see more of you out there for the Eagles and having many more wins.
Yeah, no, for sure. Thanks heaps for that.
Good man. Thanks for coming on. Harvey Johnson, West Coast Eagles. Well, young fella, only 20 years of age.
Yeah.
Snapped a couple of ripping goals in difficult conditions, and he'll come up against Port Adelaide Saturday night.
Sounds like he's a cracking lad to have around the footy club. It's 5 o'clock news time. Mick Godden from the Adelaide Crows to join us next, and more of your calls for Rusden Blackouts.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Hey, I'm James, Claims Manager at Allianz. This isn't always the call you want to make, but when you do, you'll reach our team who know exactly what to do next. That's why we're trusted by over 4.5 million Aussies.
Allianz. Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions and nothing is left unsaid. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
At The Advertiser, we help you get ahead of the issues affecting your family. From cost of living and health to schools and local news. We're for Adelaide, we're for South Australia, and we're for you.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
11 degrees is the overnight low. A possible shower tomorrow with a top of 17 with the 5 o'clock news. I'm David Bruce. Someone has fallen from the 12th floor of the Unilodge building in Victoria Street in the city. It happened just before 3:30 this afternoon. Victoria Street, which runs off Hindley Street, was cordoned off between Hindley and Blythe Streets. As emergency crews responded to the incident, dozens of police, ambulance and other emergency service personnel converged on the narrow one-way street, while onlookers gathered nearby on Hindley Street. The condition of the person who fell hasn't been disclosed. The federal government says it's still consulting with the startup sector about exemptions from its tax legislation. Labor's bill to link the capital gains tax discount to inflation has passed the lower house. There are concerns the reforms could see entrepreneurs move overseas, where investment conditions are more favourable. But Prime Minister Anthony Albanese claims discussions with industry are ongoing.
We said on budget night that we would have a consultation process. Treasury are handling that. There will be a Senate committee inquiry. We will have the details. The first legislation will be debated in the Senate.
The Reserve Bank Governor believes even in a worst-case scenario, Australia is likely to avoid a recession. Emily Saunders has details.
The RBA Governor has told senators she expects inflation to peak at more than 4.5%, warning future predictions remain uncertain while the Middle East conflict remains ongoing. Appearing in Senate estimates, members of the RBA board discussed the state of Australia's economy, with early indicators rate hikes made so far this year are taking effect.
We've already seen some signs that this tightening is starting to work, though it will take around 1 to 2 years for the full effects to fully flow through to the economy.
The US President insists progress is being made in efforts to stop fighting between Israel and Hezbollah. The terrorist group has rejected an American brokered deal to extend the tentative ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon, contingent on an end to Hezbollah attacks. But Donald Trump is adamant the group wants fighting to end.
And I think Hezbollah, I will tell you, they called us and they said, how about stopping? And I think you're going to see things happen over there. That's been like a little bit of a different world, but it's interconnected with Iran. And it would be really nice if Lebanon could have some peace.
There's a nationwide recall of certain thermos food containers sold at major retailers, including Big W, Bunnings and Target. The corporate watchdog has recalled Stainless King food jars sold over a 13-year period because they lack a pressure release feature. Customers are advised to check the underside of the container's stopper immediately and contact Thermos to arrange a replacement part for affected models. The global recall follows multiple reports from overseas of users suffering permanent vision loss after being struck by the flying component. Now FIVEAA Sport.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
Taylor Walker has been handed a one-match ban by the match review officer for engaging in rough conduct during last night's clash against Geelong. Walker shoved Cats defender Connor O'Sullivan during a marking contest in the third quarter. Crows midfielder James Peatling was also charged for engaging in a melee or wrestle with Geelong on-baller Bailey Smith during the third quarter. He's been fined $3,125, but can have it reduced to $1,875 with an early plea. The club has until Monday to decide if it will challenge the findings. The Crows are now in the top six after snapping the Cats' six-game winning streak. Adelaide surviving an epic match against Geelong, coming out on top by just 1 point in a thriller at Adelaide Oval. It's the third one-point victory the Crows have had at home this season. Coach Matthew Nix wasn't sure it would go their way this time.
I aged 5 years in the box. Your heart's in your mouth when it comes towards the end there, and it is incredible. I talk about how much I rate us. It's so hard to come in here sometimes, knowing how good you are and how close you are as a club, and yet you haven't got the result. It is nice to get one of these every now and then against a really high-quality opposition, just to give you some belief.
Meantime, Port Adelaide has made 3 changes for its match tomorrow night against West Coast. Lockie Jones is in along with Tom Cochrane and Jackson Mead, while Kane Farrell is injured and Tom Anastasopoulos and Jack Watkins have been dropped. Tonight, Hawthorn take on the Bulldogs at the MCG. The Hawks are without injured stars Jack Gunston and Tom Barras. Now let's see what's happening on the roads.
At Fullerton, a burst water main, Fullerton Road near the shopping centre down a one lane both directions. Croydon Park a breakdown, the north-south motorway near the South Road exit, and Jeps Cross Urgent Gasworks, Cavan Road near Churchill Road North. Slow going South Road Mile End with the camera Lady Gowrie Drive Largs North. Dan Murphy's beat prices, Carlton Mid better $3.75, Milk Cans 24 case, $53 for members. Why pay $64.99 elsewhere? Ends Monday, choose a drink wise, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
And the FIVEAA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Possibly a shower tomorrow, a top of 17. Sunday, partly cloudy, up to 18. And then Monday, mostly sunny and a little bit warmer, 19. Currently, it's 13 degrees. Now, let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Bragless. Tonight, the hero act that saved 2 men from a northern suburbs house fire. The mystery bruise on former Prince Andrew's face. Outrage over the government using AI to make aged care assessments. Plus all the emotion, injuries and a cheeky sledge. We break down that Crows thriller at Adelaide Oval. 9 News. Your news. 9th at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Harvey Norman's half-yearly clearance is on now, and there are some terrific deals on Acer technology. That means it's the best time to grab the Acer Aspire Go 15.6-inch laptop, now just $798, powered by an Intel Core 3 processor with 16 gig of RAM, a 512 gig SSD, and full HD display. Or save $500 on the Acer Swift Go 14 AI laptop, now $1,298, featuring a Core Ultra 5 processor, 16 gig of RAM, a 512 gig SSD and 14-inch OLED screen. And for gamers, save $80 on the Acer Nitro 27-inch Full HD monitor, now just $178. Harvey Norman, best brands, best range, best clearance prices.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Now, there's a better way to choose your next car, Timmy, and it's not a test drive bumper to bumper. That's just not good enough. It's more like vineyard to vineyard. Yeah. Now, that sounds good, through the valleys and the sweeping bends.
Just chills you straight away, doesn't it? Just that image. Now, take a test drive at the Barossa Auto Group and jump behind the wheel of cars like this: Fords, Hondas, Kia, Volkswagens, and let the road take you to wherever it wants to. It's only the proper way to get a feel of the car that you're about to buy. And they've got a huge range of quality used vehicles as well. So all ready for a run on the open road.
And here's the bonus. You can take a country test drive, and if you buy the vehicle, they'll shout your lunch up to $500. That sounds pretty good to me. Some T's and C's apply.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Barossa Auto Group. It's locally owned with dealerships in Tanunda and Nuriutpa. And don't test your patience test driving in the city. Go to the country. Drive carefree. Barossa Auto Group, and check them out at barossaAutogroup.com.au.
As we all know, SA is going through a housing crisis right now, but McGain Real Estate really want to help. If you're a landlord looking to sell your property, but you're feeling a bit guilty about disrupting an awesome tenant, McGain have landlords ready to purchase your property and keep that tenant in place. The team at McGain have hundreds of landlords ready to buy investment properties, so there's no need to stress about asking the tenant to move out or waiting for the lease to end. Visit mcgain.com.au.
Get ahead of winter with comfy credits from Origin. Move with Origin and you could get up to $200 in bill credits. That's $100 for natural gas and $100 for electricity, keeping you comfy and in control this winter. That's all kinds of useful. Search Origin today. New and moving residential customers only. Sign up by 30th of June and stay until 30th of June. Bill credit includes GST. T's and C's and eligibility apply.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA. Adelaide's only local sports show. The 5AA Sports Show.
Still to come, Mick Gotten from the Crows following their almighty 1-point win over the Cats. Hamish Hartlett from Port Adelaide as they take on the West Coast Eagles. Terry McCullough from Racing.com. And your calls for a Ruston Blackgut Shiraz.
Rowie and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
10 minutes after 5 on our Footy Friday for Ruston. Get your calls in 8223. Rowie away tonight. So Timmy G and Sam Tugwell taking you through this evening. Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, build with Sterling Homes.
Well, we've got a very special guest on. He's the Crows assistant coach, but also head of development at the Adelaide Crows, Michael Godden. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Timmy.
Mickey, I was only saying this morning, can't 1 point just change a whole long weekend?
It's funny, when I was walking off the ground, I was talking to Sam Berry about that, and he said, "Isn't it amazing what 1 point can do for your day?" Because it's games like that go either way, don't they? And we're lucky enough to be on the good end of it last night.
Good end of it, that's it. Now, you must have been proud of your pre-game planning. I thought things like Archie on Stewart, Michael Annie on Cameron, just incredible stuff. And I just reckon the way you worked at the Dan Curtin, wing going through his routine, just about everything you put to plan, I reckon, looked like it come off. I don't know how you guys saw it.
Yeah, Timmy, it does. I mean, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does, doesn't it? We plan like that, and you'd like to think that you get it right most of the time, but then there's there's an opposition out there that sometimes make you look silly. So it was nice that those boys were able to do the roles that they did, and certainly gave the team the best opportunity to win, because the players that we had to look after for Geelong are superstars of the game, and they influence the game so heavily. So for the boys like Maxie and Cal, they did wonderful jobs last night on very good players.
I thought there was a different energy level as well. The players seem to be buzzing around. Sometimes you can get towards a bye and just be maybe just petering out a bit of energy, but this one was just full of buzz, I reckon. Yeah,
it was, Timmy. I think we've had haven't had some great times against Geelong in the last 5 years or so. It's been a tough road, and it was we set ourselves early in the week for it. Obviously, we discussed it heavily like we do every week, but there was a bit of there was something in the air with us this week. We wanted to make sure that we just don't keep getting pushed over by this footy club, and it was nice to see the fight that we did. The rain came, it made it a slog. It was it could have gone either way, but as I said, very happy to be in front at the end.
Well, Mick, you've touched on it there, and we saw the emotions with Jordan Dawson in the post-match. He had some tears on the ground as they celebrated the victory. It looked like it really did, and like you touched on, it meant a lot to the playing group.
Yeah, it did, because the year's been, it hasn't been what we've wanted at this point. We've just had some inconsistencies with continuity with players training and playing every week, and we've swapped the teams around a bit, not through our doing, just through the way that we've had some injuries and whatever, and it hasn't got flowing. So this one was a big moment for our footy club, and it was unfortunate to see Jordan, because he's obviously going through a lot, continuing to go through a lot, and I think when he just gives as much as he gives at sort of the end of the game, and the emotion comes to the fore. But as a footy club, we were proud to play the way we did, and it was a really tough game. Both sides went at it really hard, and to get the chocolates was nice.
And Jordan did play the true captain's game in the end. He didn't have the most touches on the ground, but he just gave so much effort, and he provided in the moments that you need him. 3 goals and 22 touches. He had a whole host of tackles and marks around the ground. He just looked like it was the complete performance from your skipper.
Yeah, and, I said earlier that, this was a bit, not a line in the sand, that's a bit dramatic, but it was a moment against Geelong that we wanted to stand up, and for our skipper to set the scene the way that he did the whole night. And, I mean, he's been amazing since he's been in the footy club, but he's, particularly last night, he was brilliant again. And, hitting the scoreboard, he's floating forward, he's playing on ball, he's doing everything. And, he's a very special player.
No doubt about that. Centre bounce was a bit of a concern, 16-8 as far as those clearances go. They are a challenge in there, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They got some really. They got a lot of power. They're big. They're powerful. They're quick over the first few steps, and we certainly had our work cut out in there. And they got the best of us. And it's always hard to play from your back half. It's a centre bounce these days. Or centre throw up is so difficult to. If you do lose them, and we certainly did that last night, so we did have to play a bit from the back half. But it's been a work on all year, and we'll continue to work on it. But they're very good midfield, Geelong.
McAndrew just continues to impress, and I thought it was one of his best games for you guys last night. I'm just wondering how you can take more advantage of his head-out dominance.
Yeah, I think just the continuity with the midfield. Obviously, it's his first year playing AFL footy. He's working out opposition ruckman. He's working out what he's capable of, which has been fantastic to watch. His rise has been amazing. But then just that connection with the midfield group, he just hasn't played a lot of footy with them. So, we're just doing that weekly, communication, working out whether he's going left or right, et cetera, and I think that'll build in time. Well, it will build in time, and just at the moment we haven't quite got connection perfect, but it's coming.
It was a ballsy decision to go with Hugo Hawke-Khan in his first game of AFL football, and yet he provided so much for your defensive stocks and gave a little bit of bounce off halfback. Is that exactly what you put him in the team to do, and is there more room for creativity for him?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was one of those games you go into and no one really knew. He didn't know how he was going to go. I mean, it's his first game, and but our recruiting team saw what they saw, and we backed that in. And to his credit, he just came out and he looked like he'd been playing for a few seasons. He's very mature the way he went about it. He didn't play a lot of game time, but what he did was really impactful, and I think it's a great start. So now we've just got to keep rolling from here.
It's a bit of a shopping list here with the injuries, so can we just try and whip through them with you quickly, Mick? So Cal Archie, another hamstring, is the same one, and how serious is it?
Yeah, I haven't got the latest update, to be honest, but I don't think it wasn't very bad at all. He initially thought it was cramp, so that normally tells you it's a very mild one.
And Butsy with his calf?
Yeah, calf, once again, I think he might have been scanned today, but yeah, it didn't look super bad, but they can be a few weeks.
And the collision between Toby Murray and Hugo when they hit heads, was there a HIA protocol that needed to play out? Because we saw Hugo come back on the ground within about 4 minutes, and obviously it's 20, I think they have to stay off the ground if there is a HIA test. So did he get looked at, and did Toby?
Yeah, they were both checked out. Hugo was obviously cleared quickly, and that was no dramas. But Toby did have to go through a lot longer protocol because we wanted to get him back out there because, he was cleared to go, but we had to get clearance from the AFL, and we were waiting for a fair period there. So, poor old Lockie McAndrew got stuck out there for a long time. But, pleasingly, finally the clearance came through from the ARC, and then, he was able to go back out there.
Mickey, one thing I noticed on the night and then looked up the stats, and it sort of backed me up. Tackling inside 50, he had 22 to 9. That's what I was saying about the vibe, the buzz around the players. They were up and about for it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's an area that we've been needing to get better at. Was once the ball hit the deck in our forward half, is to hold it there, number one, and you got to do that with your attack and your tackle pressure. And I thought the guys did that really well, and I think we out-tackled them by over 20 across the ground for the night. So that's really pleasing because, that's obviously an area, whether you've got the ball or not got the ball, if you're tackling, you're normally in the game. And, the conditions led to a real competitive match, but it was nice to see those front half tackles.
Spoke to Tim Silvers before the game yesterday, and we were talking about just the fits and farts of the first half of the season weren't quite there. The run in, though, and this is like last season, it seemed like they were running out of petrol coming into finals. This might be the opposite. This might be the build-up towards getting on the up into September. And that timing, it's not easy to manufacture, but it could be maybe playing out that way.
Yeah, you never know, do you? I mean, we came into the season, as I said, pre-season was a bit hit and miss. We had, injuries, etc. And then, obviously we had a good year last year. So a lot of teams scout you very heavily. So they took away a lot of our ball movement earlier in the year. And it's taken us a while just to adjust and adapt. And, I mean, we've been in every game, or bar, I think, the Brisbane game this year. We've been in every game to win it. We've lost some close ones, and we're still there. We're right there amongst it. And as we get some consistency with our playing group, and I think we've learnt a lot about ourselves in the first half of the year. You're right. I mean, we could get a nice run, and let's hope it is.
So into another Thursday game next week over in Melbourne against the Western Bulldogs. In preparation, Tex Walker's received a 1 week suspension. Do you think the club will challenge that?
Yeah, I haven't. I can't honestly say I haven't heard. I actually just read that myself 2 minutes ago before I came on. So I don't know whether. I mean, I don't think there's been a lot of, like getting players off in that scenario. So I would imagine not, but I'm not sure.
That's okay. And, of course, Saturday, the Sample side plays. If Butts doesn't come up with these scans, do you think there'll be a look to Nick Murray and Mark Keane, who are both playing in the Sample side on Saturday, and with a 5-day break between the Sample game and next Thursday night, you'd expect one of them probably comes up. Do you think there'll be a sort of a look at modifying the way they go about managing those guys? Does Nick go into defence? Does Mark Keane play less minutes? What do you think would be going through the Sample coaching group's heads?
Yeah, so we'll certainly manage that in the morning once those scan results come back today. We'll know that tomorrow or tonight, early hours of the morning. So we'll definitely make calls on that. Mark Keane will play a full match because we need him to play a bit of footy. Nick would be the one that would probably manage his minutes or maybe pull him all together depending on what we get back. So, yeah, we certainly will we'll have to look at that first thing in the morning. So there's still an appetite for Nick to play in defence? Yeah, for sure. Yep. No, he can play both ends, and we've obviously had a look at that. We had a look in the ruck as well. So with no dramas with Nick playing back. Excellent work, Mick. Thanks for your time. 1 point winners. Enjoy it. See you, Mickey. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye. Mick Godden from the Adelaide Crows, and on the back of a win like that, there's no reason to not be happy. And whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the goal square, you'll be happy as well when you build with Sterling Homes. 22 minutes after 5. Your calls for Rusden Blackguts on the other side of this. Let's check your traffic. Afternoon at Bolivar, a crash Port Wakefield Road near Kings Road. Really big delays through there. Burst water made at Fullerton to look out for. Fullerton Road near the shopping centre. And Croydon Park a breakdown causing headaches too. The north-south motorway near the South Road exit. Cameras, Hanson Road, Wingfield and the Port River Expressway at Port Adelaide. Smash attack time at JB Hi-Fi with ridiculous deals like $400 off the latest Samsung Galaxy S26 phones while stocks last at JB Hi-Fi. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowie and Timmy G. If you want to know what's going on at the Adelaide Football Club, listen in to the 5AA Sports Show. Each week, Rowie and Timmy G chat with the players and coaches in the know. Thanks to Sterling Homes. Whether your block is the size of Adelaide Oval or the goal square, build with Sterling Homes.
Got something big to budge? Budget with Budget. Little trucks, big trucks. You can do it all in a budget rental truck. Get exactly what you need and at a great price too. So remember, whatever you've got to budget with a budget rental truck. Budget car and truck rental. Call 13 27 27. That's 13 27 27.
Budget with a budget rent-a truck is quick and cheap. Well, half your luck when you budget with a budget rent-a truck.
Hi, this is Ange from Allianz.
My car's been hit. I'm on the side of the highway.
We'll take care of the car. But first, are you okay?
I'm okay.
We know this isn't the call you want to make, but when you do, you'll speak with a team who know exactly what to do next. Is Allianz worth it? I reckon.
Allianz.
Comprehensive car insurance issued by Allianz Australia Insurance Limited. Before buying, read the PDS, go to our website for a PDS and TMD.
If you're handling a loved one's deceased estate, it can feel overwhelming. With Anderson's solicitors, you don't have to face it alone. Probate, letters of administration, distributing assets, even resolving disputes between beneficiaries. The Anderson's Wills and Estates team can guide you through the complexities, helping you meet all of your legal obligations. If you need help finalising an estate, contact Anderson's solicitors. Help when you need it.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide tech guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Harvey Norman's half-yearly clearance is on now, and there are some terrific deals on Acer technology. That means it's the best time to grab the Acer Aspire Go 15.6-inch laptop, now just $798. Powered by an Intel Core 3 processor with 16 gig of RAM, a 512 gig SSD, and full HD display. Or save $500 on the Acer Swift Go 14 AI laptop, now $1,298, featuring a Core Ultra 5 processor, 16 gig of RAM, a 512 gig SSD and 14-inch OLED screen. And for gamers, save $80 on the Acer Nitro 27-inch Full HD monitor, now just $178. Harvey Norman, best brands, best range, best clearance prices.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you. Finding your next Volkswagen? That part's easy. At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, the end of financial year Unlocked event has drive-away deals racing out the door. There's a huge range of new and demo Volkswagens ready for delivery right now. Plenty of colours, plenty of options. On-site finance, next-day servicing. But it won't last. So if you've been waiting, this is your moment. Get an end of financial year drive-away deal before it's gone. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
Rowie away on this Friday, Footy Friday that is, for Rusden. Very soon, Hamish Hartlett from Port Adelaide to join us as they play tomorrow night against the West Coast, and it'll be live on 5AA. And on Tuesday nights, or at least next Tuesday night, Travis Dodd is going to join us with a weekly segment called The World Game, which we are really looking forward to. Proudly brought to you by Football SA, bringing South Australian communities together. And we'll be talking about all things football, be it here locally in South Australia or globally around the world. The World Cup's not far away, so there's
Travis
plenty
Dodd,
to
a
cover
real
off.
character and a great player for Adelaide United. So I got a great text. We were talking about, what's a great minor round feeling, because obviously winning by a point and having a long weekend ahead of you is a great feeling. And our good old mate Jim at Kalunga says, boys, Thursday night training, think you're going into the sheds and the team sheets and maybe get a Savaloy that's been boiling in the old copper for hours and the old mystery bag of sausage, and then that's got more sawdust in it than Noah's beard. Instead of getting prime fillet steak and barbecue onions on rolls plus dollar echoes, and then starting on a half-forward flank. Pure bliss, says Jim. He said, only happened a couple of times.
Love your interaction,
That
Jim.
is brilliant. Let's go and to Marion. G'day, Sam.
Good day, boys. Timmy, I'm disgusted in our club as a supporter. People get gold passes, and they have for years. But like you said on your commentary against Carlton, the Brownlow medalist Ollie Wines can't get a kick. Why on earth is he in the side? What's his value? William Drew's another one, Tim. He can't kick. He can't kick a goal. And our midfield has to kick goals, Timmy. You did, Wayne Marnie, David Brown. You can go on and on. Our midfield doesn't kick goals, Timmy. Why?
I do agree with that. I reckon that when they get inside 50 for some reason, Sam, they start looking for another option.
They do. Butters does it all the time.
Just peel it off and just rip the kick straight through the middle because it's inspirational as well.
Yeah.
It actually inspires teams. No better example than your skipper last night, Dawson, the way he's able to do it. And that does inspire your teammates as well. So I agree with you there, Sam. I think Willem Drew plays a very important role for us now. He's not going to be a Connor Rosie as far as the speed goes and the rest of it, but he does play a very important role. Ollie Wines, I'm going to give him, Sam, I've got to give him the benefit of the doubt that he had an injury in that game, and I think they're saying, right, here's the fortnight to get over it. He's going to have to perform, Sam, you're right. And it's like a lot of people. But unfortunately, I was probably disappointed with a couple of selections that I reckon were given chances to people who had let you down in the past. Ollie's not one of those because he's been a very good player for us over many years. But I reckon that we're going to keep an eye on that one because it's just something, as much as you might not have a lot in depth, it's more about rewarding form rather than, and I'm something you've got to also penalise poor form.
Yes.
So
that's equally as important as rewarding as good form.
Exactly. Let's go to our good friend Ange. G'day, mate.
G'day, boys. How are you?
All right.
I've got two.
Oh, we got two, you greedy thing.
I've got Gold Coast Suns last game. Travis spoke. We should have never won that game. We were, leading up to that. We had really nothing to go.
Yeah.
And the
Kids
Paddy
having a go.
Ryder, Robbie Gray tap would have to be the most memorable come from behind win as far as I can remember, boys.
And it wasn't a great night that night, Ange.
We were terrible. We were terrible. It gave me flashbacks of the Carlton game, to be honest with you. Mate, we had as you know, we had a bit of a chat before the game. We thought we had half a chance, but I think we both had scotch in our coffees that night. I think we were a bit delirious.
I went early, Ange. I went early.
Paddy Ryder, Robbie Gray for me, boys.
Oh, Ange, and I remember that night distinctly. My wife had booked for her friend the stadium climb up to the roof, the roof climb.
Yeah.
And their timing was the last group. They were on the roof and saw that whole passage of play from the roof. So how amazing is that for her girlfriend's, I think, 50th birthday? It was just amazing. So, incredible stuff.
Oh, the stands were rumbling. They would have been shaking standing on top of them.
I had a mate who I put into the RAA lounge that night, and I went to collect him after the game because we were supposed to go out to dinner. Well, he fell off the dining chair. He overcated.
5:30 headlines are coming up. We might reminisce with Hamish Hartlett next.
Rowie and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
David Bruce with the 5:30 news headlines. The Prime Minister has said that the government's tax reforms will help curb the rise of populism, but the opposition has rubbished that claim. One Nation is on the back foot after one of its senators wasn't able to properly explain the party's housing policy. Australians lost an estimated $76 million in online and other frauds in the first 3 months of this year. And in sport, Taylor Walker has copped a 1-game suspension for rough conduct during last night's game against Geelong at Adelaide Oval. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Bolivar crash with big delays. Port Wakefield Road near Kings Road. Croydon Park a breakdown also causing delays. The north-south motorway into the South Road exit. Fullerton a burst water main. Fullerton Road near the shopping centre. Very slow through there. And big delays on the Southern Expressway through Hackham West down to Main South Road heading outbound. Obviously lots of folk heading down south for the long weekend. This weekend at Super Cheap Auto, get 25% off store-wide. Sale starts tomorrow, ends Sunday. T's and C's apply. Make it super cheap auto. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the forecast, 11 the overnight low. A possible shower tomorrow with a top of 17. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
The Albanese government had been secretly using something called an integrated assessment tool, the IAT.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
To assess people's applications to receive help. This is older people, frail people, sick people, elderly people.
5AA Breakfast.
This AI-style thing, it wasn't trialled, it was rolled out without consultation.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Quite scandalous, I think.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Deals for the long weekend at BWS. Get a case of Hahn Super Dry Lager, 3.5% bottles for $49. Save $9. Hurry, offer ends Monday. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
Steinborner Automotive in Gawler, Barossa and Clare has always been well worth the trip, especially with their end of financial year sale on over 500 new, used and demo cars, including a great range of new and demo Mitsubishi Tritons at heavily reduced prices. Plus, they're offering an additional $1,500 trade-in bonus on all trade-ins. Head to Steinborner Mitsubishi in Nuriutpa or view the whole range at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive, it's well worth the trip.
What if your next $100 could put you behind the wheel of a luxury Lexus? Ronald McDonald House, South and Central Australia are giving you a 1 in 2,000 chance to drive away in an $88,000 luxury hybrid Lexus, with every ticket helping families stay close to their sick children. Enter at ronaldmcdonaldhousesca.org.au. Tickets are limited. Licence number M14982.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Bob Jane T-Mart's end of financial year Price Buster sale is now on, and the savings are huge. Get up to 35% off a selected range of Yokohama tyres, plus 35% off selected Hankook tyres. Get a massive 35% off selected Kumho tyres. Buy 3 selected tyres and get the 4th tyre free. No one beats our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Mart's, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Shane from Drummond Golf, can you explain this one to me? Every time I'm about to tee off, there's a part of me that hopes this could be a hole-in-one. Am I delusional?
Nah, you're not alone. Join the club, Rowie, as in the Drummond Club. It's Australia's biggest membership for every type of golfer, even you. For a one-time fee of just $39.95, you'll unlock lifetime benefits, including store-wide discounts, monthly specials and much more.
Sorry to interrupt, fellas, but I just looked up the odds of a hole-in-one. It's about 12,000 to 1.
Yeah, same odds are you finishing around with all your golf balls, Timmy.
Yeah, harsh but fair.
You can't fix delusion, but you can lift your game with Drummond Club, Australia's biggest membership for every type of golfer. Drummond Golf, Australia's biggest golf retailer.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
25 to 6, Rowie away on this Footy Friday for Rusden. We'll get your calls on the air very shortly. And Terry McAuliffe with his tips with Timmy for the weekend's racing. But we have a next guest from the Port Adelaide Football Club.
We certainly do. Port take on the West Coast Saturday night. We'll be calling it live and free here on 5AA about 7:20. Broadcast starts. Game starts 7:45 our time. Midfield assistant and been working hard over the last fortnight. Hamish Hartlett, welcome.
Timmy, Tuggers, thanks for having me, boys.
Okay, my friend. What was the main focus over the break for you guys?
Yeah, we obviously had a pretty comprehensive review in all our phases of areas that we can continue to improve on. And really the main theme that came out of it, Timmy, was just about creating a bit more predictability within the playing group and from the coaching staff as well, and how we can sort of align all of the sort of four phases of the game to intertwine with each other a little bit better. So that was essentially the message that came out of the mid-season review.
Curry said, we want to get back to what we were doing. What was his main focus on what we were doing well prior to that last sort of 3 to 4 weeks?
I think certainly we were challenging teams a little bit more with our offence.
Right.
You know, and that's just as much guys off the ball as it is the players with the ball. So ensuring that all 18 players on the ground are playing their role at all times in offence and ensuring that they're making life, you know, really, really hard for the opposition. So, you know, plenty of movement, like we showed in that little period of form that we had, you know, from sort of round 4 to 8 or 9, when our ball movement was looking really good. Everyone was challenging, everyone was involved. So we've got to make sure we get back to that. But you know, there's a few other areas of our game that we need to improve on as well.
One thing that I thought fell away was just our basic skill level, hand and foot. It just looked like it needed some serious cleaning up.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that either. I think there's certainly, at the end of the day, you can have as good a game plan, everyone playing their roles as much as they can. But if you actually can't execute and get the ball from A to B effectively, then there's no point in having that. But that's certainly been on the agenda as well. Is just, you know, boys attacking their skills at a higher intensity and more frequent from Monday to Friday as well.
So, Hammer, you're in charge of contest and stoppage. Sort of, if you could give a rating out of 10 around your stoppage and contest work for the first half of 2026, what have you been happy with? What haven't you been happy with? What would you give it out of 10?
Look, from a stoppage point of view, probably rate us around a 6 or so. I reckon that clearance numbers and meters from stoppage are actually looking not too bad. We have had some issues recently in scoring. So, again, we need to be predictable to each other in terms of the way we're setting up the stoppage and our exit method around that to hopefully get some more score off the back of that. Defending stoppage quite well. And from a contest point of view, look, the numbers would suggest that we've still got plenty of work to do there. So, from a general work rate point of view, from boys staying connected from one line to the next to ensure that we can create outnumber opportunities to help with our contest. So there's a number of different things that go into that, but certainly lots of scope for improvement in both areas.
And there's lots of talk around getting more support for Horn Francis and Zach Butters in the midfield, especially with Connor Rosie being out and Sam Pepperstein a little while away. Is there anyone else you're working on developing or hoping to trial in this back half of the year to get into that midfield mix and support?
Yeah, it's a good point, Tuggers, and certainly, again, something that we've addressed over the last couple of weeks in, making sure that guys like Joey Richards spend a little bit more time in and around the footy. We feel like Joey provides a great two-way running advantage for us. He's an exceptional athlete. He's got good quick feet in and around the contest, makes good decisions. So he'll be one that we'd like to explore around the footy a little bit more. Obviously, Meaty comes back into the team this week. Jace Burgoyne's another one that we'd like to see in and around the footy a bit as well. So, we're not ignoring that point at all, and we're looking to get some exposure into guys as much as we can.
What have you seen of Xavier Bammett just yet? Obviously, we'll play his first game at sample level, but what have you seen of him at training? What do you like?
Oh, he's a powerful kid in and around the contest. He's got some nice weapons with his left foot as well. But first and foremost, he's a ripping kid, very very down to earth but confident. I think he's very happy being in the environment, and we hope to see some some good footy out of him over the next week or two. He's still settling into the footy club, but great young kid and blessed with great running power too. By all reports, he'll come pre-season next year, he'll just about be winning all our time trials. So hopefully he has a good game tomorrow.
Selection-wise, Jack Watkins and Tom Anastasopoulos went out along with the injury to Kane Farrell. Firstly, Kane Farrell, how long do you think that'll be? A week or two?
Yeah, bit of a funny one with Faz. So I reckon he trained, he definitely trained a couple of days ago in main session. I'm pretty sure he got through the entirety of the session, but he sort of came out the back end of it and just wasn't confident that he could get through a full game at 100% capacity. So we expect that's on the minor end, so maybe a week or two for Faz. And, for the other guys, it's more just a form and, giving some other guys an opportunity who have performed quite well at SANFL level.
Well, Meady put in a lot of good games, obviously, to get his opportunity. Will it be in defence as he started, or will it be in mid?
Nah, he'll be playing in around the midfield. So Meady and Kari and we had a discussion earlier on in the year about settling him down into one role and his primary role, and that is as a midfielder. So he's bitten the bullet, played some really good footy at SANFL level for a long period of time, and gets his chance in through the midfield tomorrow night.
Tommy Cochran, I think everybody that's seen Tom play, we know that he's got a difference to him. There's an X factor that people don't know what's going to happen next, and I love that about him. They wanted to manage him and make sure he was right. I would imagine his J curve is right on the up.
Yeah, absolutely, Timmy, and you're spot on. Certainly got some X factor. The first game that he played a couple of weeks ago off of a long layoff. I think he had 8 shots at goal, kicked 5. So he's got that capacity to make something out of nothing in the forward 50, and that's what we love about him. And we obviously feel like Tommy's a significant part of our future going forward, and so rewarding his form and getting some gains into the AFL level is important for us.
Now, the Todd Marshall experiment down back, we heard Kari say that's over. He's going back forward. The one thing that I think all Port supporters want to see is to compete. Chase, tackle, harass, compete. You know what? The goals and the marks and all that stuff comes afterwards. Chase, tackle, harass, compete. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think that's just an expectation from Todd, but from everyone that steps foot out on the footy field wearing that Guernsey. But certainly Toddy, we feel like will benefit from getting some continuity up forward with Mitch. They've collaborated really well together previously, and so they're looking forward to spending more time with each other up forward. And I personally don't think that Toddy being down back was a terrible move at all. I thought he actually provided a good bit of offence for us at the right times. But at the end of the day, he's coming off a significant injury. It's going to take a little bit to get back to his absolute best, fitness and football. And we feel like for him to do that, forward is the right role for him.
So, Hammer, we've seen the Eagles before this season. It was back in round 3 and it was a 2-point loss. So what do you learn from that occasion? Is there anything you review and look back on and look to change, or are you looking ahead to a completely different scenario on Saturday?
What I would say is I think the brand of footy that they even played against us back then is still the same, but they're executing at a better and more consistent level at the moment. So we're well aware of that. For us, where the breakdown came from last time was more around the contest and not being able to withstand their pressure when it went up to another level. So we got to ensure that when their pressure game is high and at an elite standard, that we hold on to the footy at the right times, we get territory at the right times, and we handle that a bit better than what we did last time.
We've been asking our callers tonight, Hammer, just about a great minor round feeling. Might be winning on a Thursday night, having the rest of the weekend, feeling great about yourself and the like. And a caller rang up and said, well, it was the night that Paddy Ryder tapped it over the back of his head to Robbie Gray to finish off the game and the like. Where were you? Were you on the oval that day? Where were you positioned when all that took place?
Yeah, I was. I was playing across half back. Just an incredible moment. It was one of those games where it was such a slog and such a grind. We had no momentum at all, throughout the evening, and then we found ourselves in a position to potentially pinch it. And sure enough,
amazing.
That was just an incredible moment from two freakish talents. So I was there. I remember sprinting down to Robbie, giving him a big hug, and then screaming to everyone, just get behind the ball, get behind the ball. I think I had a dirty moustache and sort of goatee thing going on that night. Not good.
Well, we appreciate your honesty. Hey, good luck in the West. Let's get the 4 points and kickstart the second half.
Good on you, boys. Thanks very much.
It's Hamish Hartlett, our guest.
He does a great job with the Port Adelaide side. It's 14 minutes to 6. If you want to have your say on Port Adelaide tomorrow night and you're looking forward to the clash, what are you expecting? Port fans, 8223 0000 is our number. You get a late entry for our Rusden Blackgut Shiraz. We'll check your traffic. Tez's tips next.
Big delays with the crash at Boulevard, Port Wakefield Road near Kings Road. A burst waterway to look out from the drive home at Fullerton Road near the shopping centre. Breakdown to look out for Croydon Park, the north-south motorway near the South Road exit. And big delays at the bottom of the Southern Expressway near Hackham West meeting South Road. Lots of folk heading away for the long weekend. Camera at North Street, Henley Beach. Donut King is giving away free hot cinema donuts today only for National Donut Day. Head into your local Donut King store to celebrate now. Don't miss out. Conditions apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Stuff it, Barry. We're going to Lichtenstein.
With first month storage for just $1 at Storage King, Bev and Barry can finally go travel.
Hold on tight, Barry!
Stuff it. Live more. Visit Storage King today. Conditions apply.
Want to work smarter, not harder? With our special offer 12-month term deposit, you can. For a limited time only, we're offering a hot rate of 5.7% per annum. With this guaranteed return, the only hard part is working out what to do with all your extra savings. Contact Police Credit Union about a term deposit today. It's a smart move. T's and C's apply. Minimum deposit $250K. Strictly new money only. AFSL 238991.
Thank you, South Australia. For the third time in a row, the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery has sold out early again. And that's because every ticket funds life-changing medical research to support better care and better outcomes for South Australians, like you and your family. Miss out this time? Become a member today to guarantee your tickets and never miss out again. Life-changing prizes, life-changing impact. homelottery.com.au. Licence M14944.
Hi, this is Ange from Allianz.
My car's been hit. I'm on the side of the highway.
We'll take care of the car. But first, are you okay?
I'm okay.
We know this isn't the call you want to make, but when you do, you'll speak with a team who know exactly what to do next. Is Allianz worth it? I reckon.
Allianz.
Comprehensive car insurance issued by Allianz Australia Insurance Limited. Before buying, read the PDS, go to our website for a PDS and TMD.
Formula Honda's end of financial year event is on now, with great offers right across the Honda range. Receive price reductions of up to $2,000 on selected 25-built Honda CR-Vs. Premium engineering, exceptional value, a standard that's a cut above the rest. This is the end of financial year event, only from Formula Honda, and only while stocks last. Visit Formula Honda at Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond, or North East Road, Modbury, and book your test drive today. See honda.com.au for T's and C's.
This week at IGA, there's Red Bull Energy Drink 4x250ml selected varieties half price, $6.50 each. Can't believable prices now at your local IGA. Offer ends June 9. Participating stores only. Excludes Foodland.
Get ahead of winter with comfy credits from Origin. Move with Origin and you could get up to $200 in bill credits. That's $100 for natural gas and $100 for electricity, keeping you comfy and in control this winter. That's all kinds of useful. Search Origin today. New and moving residential customers only. Sign up by 30th of June and stay until 30th of June. Bill credit includes GST, T's and C's and eligibility apply.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
Now 10 minutes to 6. Still some time for your calls. 8223 0000. Get in right toward the end of the program. You're a chance for our Rusden Wines Blackgut Shiraz, but it's always a great time of the week when we get to do this.
Timmy and Terry's
It
tips.
certainly is, and certainly when you're picking winners, as Terry McAuliffe has been doing for racing.com. G'day, Terry.
How are you, boys?
You're in form. I'd say you're a bit like Carlton. You've bounced back and you're in a bit of form.
Did I throw in Nick or John last week on the program?
No, I don't remember that. No.
No, I didn't. Okay.
That would have been handy.
I tipped it on Get On SA on Thursday night. It was $35 when I tipped it on Thursday night.
Well, you definitely didn't tell us.
I was going to say, why aren't you sharing that nugget of gold?
And it ran about $6 or $7. It was heavily back, but got the money as well. So, yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, you've had a great day. Well
that's why you need to watch Get On SA, boys.
Love that show. Love that
to get
show.
the full set.
But not to worry. Oh, look, we're at Morphy Parks tomorrow.
We are.
Is the track going to be heavy?
Well, I thought for certain it would be heavy, but the weather hasn't been that bad really the last sort of 36 hours or so. And it was a heavy 9 on Thursday when we did Get On SA, but it was upgraded to a heavy 8 this morning when they looked at it again. I've got a feeling it might even push into the soft range, boys, because it's a really good... I know the weather, it's still cold, but it is a very good drying track, the inner track there at Morphy or the Parks track. So heavy 8 right at the moment, but look, possibly could get to a soft 7.
Okay, all right. Well, what does that do to our tips?
Well, my best bet on the program actually got scratched. Race 4, number 3, Wuds.
I normally do that.
Visitor. Yeah, but it's obviously running at Swan Hill. It was nominated there as well. So Swan Hill have got their big carnival on at the moment, 3-day carnival. They had day 1 today. It's Cup Day there on Sunday, and they've got racing there again tomorrow. So Wuds is going there, but Johnny was keen. I'll let you know what Johnny's keen on. He's keen on Lingani, which is a very good wet tracker. So it comes up in race 8. Horse 4, and I think it's going to be hard to beat as well. And the other one that we all agreed on Get On SA last night, Tim Yateman and Simon Marshall and John and myself, was Attain, which comes up in race 6, horse 7 from the Chris Beeg stable. It ran second last start at Murray Bridge. It beat the others easily. It was probably a bit stiff to bump into the winner that day, which came across from Victoria for Peter Moody and Catherine Coleman. So they're the two that I'm most keen on. Race 6, number 7, Attain, and race 8, number 4, Lingani. My big roughie tomorrow, boys, in Attain's race, number 3, will he be a factor? He will be a factor on this sort of rain-affected ground. He's won 11 races on either soft tracks or heavy tracks, so he loves it. So he's one that you need to include in whatever you're doing in race 6, number 3, will he be a factor?
Well, I like that indeed. Okay, so let's have a look at... Tim's tips.
What have we got, Tim? Come on.
I'm a bit gun shy. I've been placing and fourths and fifths. So
you need a Nickajon, is what you need.
I need a Nickajon. There's no doubt about that. Look, I'm going against Lingani. Race 8, number 6, K-Ying Cheer.
Ran today and won. One at Swan Hill. Day 1 of the Swan Hill Carnival. Ran there. So
that's another one I've done.
You found the scratching, Tim, and you should have been on it today. Got the money at Swan Hill.
I was just saying, I knew it'd win. I just didn't realise it'd be today.
Try again.
A disaster. All right, that's out. Well, I can pick a winner. See?
Yes,
Told
you can.
You.
That's true.
Just the wrong track, wrong day. What about race 9, number 10, So Polite?
Yeah, Johnny's tipped it.
Good.
So it's got a good chance in the last there. From the Searle Cullinan stable there at Gawler. So, Johnny's got it on top, number 10, So Polite in the last. Should be pleased to know that.
Well done indeed. And just a little omen bet. Race 2, number 7, Power Dancer. Each way.
Of course.
Each way. I hope we are dancing Saturday night.
not without a chance. And trained by John O'Connor, a great Carlton man. And Carlton,
there you
we're
go.
back right at the moment going okay too.
We'll throw all those omens in and hope they all come home. Excellent stuff, mate. Look forward to it. Morphy Park's there. And is it still big racing up in Queensland?
Yeah, Oaks Day there tomorrow.
Oaks
so that's
Day.
the Group 1 up there tomorrow.
That's right.
You get the 3-year-old fillies.
Yeah.
Hey, Tuggers, you're not bad. I wish you good luck last Friday.
Yeah, you did.
Sandford Maiden Call, the Centrals win there out at Elizabeth. And lo and behold, you're calling AFL action the following Thursday. Mate,
Yes.
leaping ahead.
Oh, yeah. And I actually made the comment, Terry. I said, I don't know if I'm on the Sandford broadcast this week. And he jumped on me and said, no, you're not. And I said, how do you know? He said, I'm on the email chain. You're not. Terry, I'll tell you, I got absolutely hammered. Put back in my box.
Yeah, fantastic. I need to know, actually, by the way, how did Luca Whitelam go last week, the Bulldogs? He's a really good friend of my three lads, Luca. And I know he's been having a good season.
He is having a very good season, Tez. And I must say, he's probably one of the real shining lights of the Central team. Despite having a tough year as a club, he's been a fantastic player for him. Had another good game, very solid down back. There was lots of footy down that end, so saw a bit of it, Tez. So you can report back positive stuff.
Excellent. And his long-time girlfriend, by the way, is Summer, and she's the sister of Bodie Ryan, who's got a couple of games recently for Hawthorn.
That's right, yeah. Well,
yes,
there you go.
He has. Oh, there you go.
Terry's got all the connections.
I was going to say, is there anything Tez doesn't know?
Yeah, good point. Well done, mate. Good luck.
Good on you, boys.
Racing.com. Terry McAuliffe, our guest.
Very good. And a good text coming in just to back in that Terry definitely said Nickajon last week because they backed it. So thank you for that text.
Oh, there you go.
I'm glad that we got a lucky winner last week.
Yeah, well, I was in the hands of the trainers, as you know.
Never mind. Don't worry about that, Timmy. There's always another one. Let's go to Seacliff quickly before the end of the program. Hi, Brad.
Hi, guys. My mine around moment was I was lucky enough to go to the COVID social distance showdown, and Mutters kicking that goal out of the air, and then it was me on TV jumping up all by myself, clapping.
Really?
Unreal.
Yeah.
How funny.
I'm going to go back and watch that, Bradley. Yeah. Because you were
briefly,
there.
it just cuts to me, and I'm clapping away.
But honestly, mate, how weird was that?
Yes.
That was just one of the weirdest things ever.
It was so weird. Yeah, very, very weird.
And you weren't allowed to touch the ball if it came near you either, Bradley.
Don't touch that football.
No.
Oh, that's a great moment. Thanks,
you,
Bradley. Thanks for sharing that. That's awesome.
2,500 people or something.
Yeah,
in
that's
the Adelaide
all.
Oval.
That's all they were allowed.
One per 15-seat radius or something.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Still the most bizarre thing I've seen, but we lived through it.
For Rusden Wines in the Barossa Valley, home of the Black Guts Shiraz, rusdenwines.com.au. We have
winner?
a bottle of Black Guts to give away. Absolutely loved the call from Mike at Greenwith right off the top of the program.
Good on you, Mike. Well done, mate.
Great work.
Enjoy
You've earned that. You've got a great long weekend to come with a Rusden Black Guts in your hand. Great work. We'll get to the 6 o'clock news next.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowie and Timmy G.
A lot can change in a single